This is one major language learning behavior to me, 100%. And if you're watching this video, if you're here on YouTube, there's a high probability you also find that enjoyable. And if you find it enjoyable and you mix that with language learning, you will learn a lot because you're exposed to something you enjoy. And that is really important to keep you at that so that you continue being in contact with the language and improving. So I am talking about playing video games. Yes, you can definitely learn a lot of a language by playing video games. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. There are two tools you're going to need for this: YouTube and Steam. Now, there's a high probability if you do like video games and you're watching this video, you already have both of them. So, pretty straightforward. Let's see how to actually use them. We're here on my Steam, and the first thing you can see is that my Steam is in German. Back in 2015 or 16, when I started to learn German, I just made sure to put everything in German, switch everything to German, my phone, my everything. So my Steam included. So when I play video games, lots of these games are in German already when I install them because my account is in German. That's extremely useful because it makes sure that you are in contact with the language. So this is a really important thing, I would say. You see everything is in German here, and it's been for the longest time. So imagine this exposure for this long. You learn a lot, and we're not even in a game yet. So this is set your Steam to German, or the language you are interested in learning, actually. So now the first thing you can do, or the first method, or whatever you want to call it, is this type of game that I'm going to be calling here the background game, or the background video game, or the video game you're playing in the background. So this is the perfect way to combine YouTube with a video game in a way that you can do these two things at the same time. And for that, you need a game that does not demand your full attention. A video game that is maybe focused on gameplay itself and not on story or anything. It's focused on the mechanics. So what you can do is listen to something and play the game simultaneously and having the game in the language. So one game that's perfect for me in that sense is that I enjoy is Skater XL. I like skateboarding, so it is a game that's totally focused on gameplay. There's no storyline, there's nothing. It's just doing the tricks. So you can perfectly just watch videos and do other things whilst you are playing this game. So this you're seeing on screen right now is basically what I do with this. I just set up a podcast, and in this example we have here Dashu podcast, the Dashu 大师, or I don't know actually the actual tones for this right now. 周王. So it's a channel to learn Chinese, and they have conversations. So I just can't be playing this game and I am listening to Chinese in this example and learning it by that. Also, whilst I'm on the internet here, I can just quickly look at a dictionary or translate it on Google Translate. So I'm playing this game and having a fun time. I can set the game to Chinese as well, which is something I haven't been doing. I gotta start doing that with Chinese, playing the games themselves in Chinese. But for this first combination of a background video game and listening to something in the language, that's the perfect game. There are other games you can do that with. Now it's up to you, okay? I'm just talking about the behavior. The actual game you enjoy is up to you. Recently I've been playing Mad Max, which is a game from 2015 that I haven't played. My gaming thing, I've always played video games, by the way. But there are times I play some, there are times I just don't play anything for months. But it's a part of my life since always. Playing games with friends and all that. So Skater XL is a perfect example. Mad Max, there's a storyline, so this goes on to the next thing I'm going to talk about. But also, once you finish the game and there's no more storyline to follow, or just playing through the actual mechanics and driving around, then you can play the game and also do this of watching a podcast. Maybe full screen, you're just listening. Whilst Skater XL, I tend to just have this smaller window and I watch what I'm listening to as well, and play the game simultaneously. Mad Max are usually, right now, I'm just full screen Mad Max and just listening to the other things. Okay, so that's it for the first one. The second method, the second thing you can do, it's actually a lot more focused on the game itself, which is playing through the game and the language. That way you are exposed to the language as well, and you're having fun playing the game you enjoy. So again, let's go with Mad Max. This is a storyline, a story-driven, classic single-player campaign video game. So lots of things to read, lots of dialogues. Just do that in the language. I haven't done this. I didn't do that actually with Mad Max because, you know, it's the whole, I like the original experience most of the time. Of course, if I'm interested in just diving into a language, I'm gonna change everything to the language. But in this example, I just had to play the Australian Mad Max and get immersed. Usually, I like the most immersion in the video game, including languages. So I just play the original, or maybe if the game is set in France, even though it was made in English, I can try and play in French just to have this experience. So it depends, but definitely go for the language you're aiming at and you're interested in. Just change the game. So you're going to be reading, you're going to be listening to it. And in the long run, that's extremely positive to have this behavior of having the language be part of something you enjoy, such as playing a video game and having a fun time. So mix that with things I talked about in other videos, such as this one, where I talk about reading. You can translate what you see in the game, but don't do that too often, so it just takes a bit away of the experience of playing the game and it becomes something boring that you have to pause all the time. So at times, it also depends on your level, of course, in the language. At times you just play through, at times you go there and you look something up on the internet, but just find a healthy balance. You don't stop the game all the time, and at the same time, at times you do stop the game and look things up. Just find the perfect balance for you. That's the same tip I gave you when reading in this video here. So Mad Max is a perfect example for this. Could be any other game that you just get deep into the game and the story. So you really surround yourself, immerse in the game and in the language. So it's fantastic. Another game I can put into this list is Duolingo, the famous, the loved and the hated Duolingo. You can have that, and I can have that in this list because it is a game, it is an app, it's a game, it's an educational app, it's an educational game, it's everything put together. It's really fun, it's something I enjoy a lot, and it's something I would say for beginners, it's especially interesting to build the habit of being in contact with the language. And of course, you got to expand that to everything else. You got to read, you got to talk to people, the whole deal. But this app really makes things fun to me, at least. I like translating. I like, just having a quick access, quick dive into the language. And this is just perfect. I just grab it out of my pocket, out of nowhere, and then I'm there in contact with the language anywhere I am. Really fun app. And this definitely goes into the gaming category as well, I could say. So to wrap it up, that's basically it for this video. The main thing behind this video is to expose yourself to the language constantly and in as many ways as possible, making it entertaining and something that is just going on in the background of your life and you're not even, really stressing yourself out about it. It's just there. So what do you enjoy doing? Bring the language to that. That's real language usage. That's real life, real language usage. So if you play video games, Duolingo is kind of a bonus. The two main things for this video are this two points of view I talked about. That's something I do regularly when I am playing video games. There are times that I just don't play video games, so I'm just doing other things. But when I am this season that I'm playing video games, I do that, especially the first one. Playing that game, watching something at the same time in language, and just relaxing, and you're learning a lot by doing that in the long run. So it's really great. Now, a couple extras I could talk about also within this gaming internet culture would be Discord. Just finding interesting language exchange Discords. I'm pretty sure Discord servers. I'm pretty sure there are plenty of those out there. That's not something that I personally do. I've already done that, but it's not my standard thing to do. It's not, but it's a possibility. I'm just sharing things with you. So maybe find a Discord, like a gaming Discord server in a specific language for a specific game. There's definitely things like that. I've already done that. It's not part of my standard language learning habits, but it's something you can do, okay? Another one related to gaming and talking to people would be VR chat. Okay, that's also something you can try out because there's servers in multiple languages. You just find the language you want, you just dive in, but just be aware that that is not made for that specifically. So you're gonna find a lot of trolls, and all that, so it might be difficult to find nice people to talk to, but that is also positive. It also works out. If you enjoy VR chat, or you just want to be within this gaming context, especially for this video I'm making gaming, you can try that out. This also not something that I usually do, but I have already done that. I have already actually made a video talking to people in multiple languages, the polyglot multiple languages video in VR chat. You can check it out on my channel as well. And that's also another thing to keep in mind. That's something you can do. Just give it a try. And I think that's all for this video. Just a couple things I do, a couple things I don't do so much, but it's a recommendation. Maybe you enjoy those. Discord and VR chat. And that's it. Have a good new year of 2025 and start learning language right now. You can learn a lot by playing video games if that's what you enjoy, and also the language. You just mix the two of them, and 2025 is going to be amazing. So have a good time. You can learn this language in 2025, okay? Improvement. Don't judge yourself too much. Don't be too harsh on yourself. Just enjoy the ride, because the ride is all there is. No finish line for language learning, just improvement. So have a good time, and I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe for more videos. Bye-bye. Happy 2025. Adios.